everyone. Really nice to say hello to you. So I'm Zlata Ivanova from ECQ, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about AI in school education. So let's begin. We have the objectives here, which I'm just going to glance over. We're going to review the principles of Education 4.0. We're going to find out about the EdTech and AIED trends. We're going to see the distinctions between AI-directed learning, AI-supported learning, and AI-empowered learning. We're going to review the challenges of integrating AI in the education and potential solutions and ethical considerations. And most interesting parts, will explore prompt creation and how you can use prompts inside and outside your classroom, how you can utilize prompts as a teacher, and how you can suggest for your students to use prompts to learn better. Then we're going to talk to develop a personalized framework to use AI. And we're gonna review a few tools which can help you distinct if a pupil's work has been created using AI. So pretty much the agenda is the same with the objectives. So I'm just gonna go and start. And I forgot to mention that we have a few online exercises for you, which are quite interesting, and we're gonna find out about those in a bit. So first, Education 4.0, it's the same as the fourth industrial revolution, meaning that we have a lot of internet and we have a lot of AI all inserted in the work of those. So it's a conversion between technology, pedagogy, and global trends, which aim to transform how education is delivered. And it embraces several principles which want to deliver a holistic education, holistic learning, which is learner-centered, which is lifelong, which is based on competency and real-life skills, which is interdisciplinary, meaning a lot of subjects converge into one, and of course, it's inclusive and innovative. So the principles of 4.0 education is the one we mentioned. So the learner is put in the center. Studying is not just concerned with your school life, but it's also outside of school and throughout your life. And the competences that Education 4.0 tries to instill into the student are connected with real-life learning and real-life problem solving. It's, of course, interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary and promotes the integration of knowledge and skills from multiple disciplines. So it doesn't focus on just one, but it tries to foster collaboration and creativity into a complex system of knowledge. It's inclusive and equitable, which means that it tries to ensure that everyone has access and everyone, regardless of background or location, can actually use it and thrive thanks to it. And it's innovative and adaptive, meaning that it uses tools, it uses internet, it's constantly on the verge of changing, and yeah, it actually follows the rapid transformation and the technological advancement. So what has to do Education 4.0 with the innovative teacher? Well, it kind of places the old concepts into a new context. So the teacher from a knowledge keeper can become a knowledge guide. So you don't just provide knowledge, but inspire curiosity and ignite passion for lifelong learning. You are a facilitator of lifelong learning, and you embrace technology with heart, meaning that you don't fear from using new tools, and you don't fear from applying those in your teaching practice. What I believe is one of the most important factors is that teachers remain cultivators of critical thinking, because you empower students to think critically, to question reality, to solve complex problems which will actually be useful in the real life. You become role models of lifelong learning, meaning that if a teacher decides to keep on upgrading themselves and their knowledge and their skills, they provide an excellent example for a student to continue to do the same with themselves. And digital era or not, you as a teacher will always remain at the heart of education, which I believe is one of the best things, because even if a lot of innovation, a lot of new tools come in EdTech, and teachers and students use them, it will always be the personal touch and interaction, which is at the heart of what education is. Okay, a little bit of a break. So we have the EdTech and AI trends. So basically EdTech and AIED are the terms you would see a lot if you research the topic. EdTech means the educational technology, and AIED means artificial intelligence in education. So I believe most of you are familiar with the trends, but we're gonna glance over them just to see what we are to expect with regards to innovation in education. So we have personalized learning with AI, which is done through intelligent tutoring systems and adaptive learning platforms. Basically, those types of platforms will assist students to study at their own pace and present them with information that they're able to retain in their own pace. We have AI-powered assessment, where teachers can use AI to assess tests or work from students, written assignments quickly and consistently, which can free up time for them to focus on teaching specifically. Also, these AI-powered assessment can provide real-time feedback, so feedback from the AI and feedback from the teacher, and we get some sort of feedback which is holistic and really all-encompassing. And we have gamification and immersive learning, which I'm sure some of you already use. Students, we all know students love games, so gamification is going to remain one part of a strong in AI education. Driven insights, which means that student data will be analyzed to provide insights to teachers, how to tailor their instructions, how to tailor their lessons, how to tailor their feedback. We have AI in classroom management, which will be a bit, I believe, far in the future, because it talks about a holistic system which is integrated in the school classroom, and it can be operated via voice control. And it's some sort of a voice-activated assistant which can manage tasks or provide instant answers or streamline classroom management. It's like Alexa for playing songs, but more learning-oriented and school-oriented. We already have virtual and hybrid learning, so we're not going to stop at that. These are all the Zoom and MS Teams platforms which students gather and take lessons. We have content schools because students now use ChatGPT and all sorts of other large language models which create content, and the trend of ethics and privacy is going to become more and more a point of conversation, because as AI becomes more integrated in education, that means we have a lot of data that we need to think how to use ethically, and how students' data is going to be protected. Now we have the AI education paradigms and the three types of AI learning. We have AI-directed learning, which is a sort of automated tutor, where AI systems, they act as virtual tutors and guide students through a set of learning path. This kind of like an online course, which you could take in Coursera, for example, but it's a bit more personalized because it evaluates the student pace and evaluates how much information they have retained, and they harmonize the pace according to the data that they receive. And one of the examples we have included, there is a link here and you will get the presentation yourself, so you can click it later on. It's Kanmingo, which is made by Khan Academy. They actually have created a personal tutor and teaching assistant. It's not available in all countries, but it actually points to what could the future look like with regards to AI at schools. We have AI-supported learning, which is a collaborative educational approach. AI adapts to the student performance in real time and creates evolving learning experience. I'm sure most of you is familiar with Duolingo, which is a language learning application. And basically what they do is they evaluate how you are doing, and according to your level of understanding of the language, they provide you with different exercises. So that's the principle behind AI-supported learning. And then we have AI-empowered learning, which is more holistic than the other two, because it uses collaborative educational approach where many students can gather together to work using AI tools and solve complex problems which could be applied in real life. One example we find was the Minecraft Education Edition, where students gather together in a virtual world and they can actually solve complex problems. They can design sustainable cities or tackle climate change. So it actually helps in creating an innovative educational environment. And it's also really interesting for the students because it is gamified after all. Now I will move in hand with the trend. We have the challenge of data privacy and security, where we have to, well, basically the providers of AI tools have to figure out how best to keep the data of students and for that to be safe for them, and for them not having to, for them not being exposed to data breach or some sort of misuse. We also have bias in AI algorithms, which again is not it's not teachers' business, but the people who create the AI algorithms. They have to ensure that they're fair and they're driven by equity, which could be done through regular audits and transparent AI models. Of course, at school, we have over-reliance on technology, which we already observe, where students can become too dependent on AI, use it too much and stop thinking critically on the topics that they're studying, which could be buffered by the human touch, actually by the teacher and by the one-on-one interaction, where the traditional teaching method is combined with the innovative use of AI. We also have impact on teacher roles, which we talk about it further in the presentation. Even though AI might shift the traditional role of teachers, I believe that their role could become even more holistic, even more advanced, even more important, because they will somehow incorporate the innovation with the human touch and become facilitators of something next level and very advanced. We also have the digital divide as a challenge because, as we know, not all students have access to AI technologies, and not only AI technologies, but also internet by itself, computers, laptops, phones, or even electricity. And of course, we have the ethical concerns, which is how AI is going to influence learning, how it's going to influence decision-making, what are the moral aspects that should or should not shape educational content, and could be tackled through ethical guidelines, and especially to have teachers and educators involved in AI governance and not just use it, but be part of the decision-making process behind it. Am I going too fast? Are you guys okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Excellent. Oh, sorry. Do you still see my screen? Okay, sorry. Something happened. Okay. So now we have the next few slides are about making AI work for your teaching practice, and we're going to explore several concepts and how a fixed mindset educator and a growth mindset educator might how can I say, think about those concepts and their implications. So we have the concept of AI as a co-teacher, not replacement. So if we imagine a fixed mindset educator, they might be afraid that that will minimize their role or they will be replaced, which we don't see that in the near future at all, even the opposite. And a growth mindset educator would say that AI will be a powerful tool that can enhance my teaching and not replace me. So in your own practice, you can use AI for routine tasks such as grading of tests or some sort of data analysis, so you can focus more on the personalized student interactions. We have the concept of AI for personalized learning, which a fixed mindset might sound that one-size-fits-all teaching works for everyone. But if we apply the growth mindset, we can say that AI can help me tailor the learning experience and help each student progress at their own pace. Here's a practical idea. We've mentioned the Khan Academy platform, which can actually help you create lessons and tailor them to students' individual needs, and they can study at their own pace. We have the concept of AI and human connection, which a fixed mindset would say that technology should stay in the background. But the truth is, we cannot escape this sort of innovation in our lives in general and in education. So if we apply the growth mindset, then we would say that technology should complement, not replace, the human touch in education. So you can handle over soon, I believe, you will be able to hand over a lot of routine tasks to AI, which will help you to put more of your human touch into your actual teaching practice. And we have the last concept is AI as a continuous feedback loop. Here we say in a fixed mindset that assessments are static and infrequent, but a growth mindset would sound that AI could be used as a tool that provides ongoing insights on student progress. Basically, the AI generated data, basically if you feed data about the progress of the student into AI, they can inform you and adjust, help you adjust your teaching practices, suggest improvements, and help you see different perspectives which you haven't thought about before, maybe. So now we're going to talk about the prompt itself, because if you're going to use large language models such as ChatGPT or BART or the one of Microsoft Edge, yes, no, how Copilot. Copilot, then you need a prompt, and you need a good prompt, because a good prompt saves time, and a good prompt provides you with clear answer, and it actually makes ChatGPT more useful to you. So there's like a few crucial steps which you should remember when you insert a prompt and you expect to gain quality information. Of course, a few of those steps can be missed, but if you're looking to receive the best possible answer, then it's best to give them to give all 5 points. So the first one is tell the AI who it is. Why tell the AI who it is? Because when AI is told to fulfill a role, they basically use the vocabulary, they use all the insights, all the books, all the articles they have been fed with. So if you say to the AI, you are a 5th grade science teacher, then AI is going to use all the vocabulary and all the articles, all the books that it has been fed about what it is to be a 5th grade teacher and what it is to teach science in 5th grade. And it's going to be very punctual in giving you your answer. The second one is outline the job it needs to do. Basically, here you pretty much tell them what you need. Do you need an email written? Do you need a structure for an essay written? Do you need exercises for a certain class written? Doesn't matter, it just needs to know what it has to do. So the third the third one, you could easily miss it, describe the tone of its persona, because sometimes you don't need AI to write emails or to interact with an audience. You just need it to give you information. But if you do need, let's say, to write 25 emails to parents, then maybe you need to describe the tone as professional, from a teacher point of view, very official. Or if you need to create a PowerPoint presentation outline, and if you're going to present that to students, then maybe you need it to be a bit more funny or more engaging or more, I have a few anecdotes in there. So if you describe the tone of the persona, AI will know what to put out. Then we come to point 4, which is give clear instruction. What you need to know is, as clear instruction as you give, the more clear answer you will get. So basically here you can list everything you need AI to do. If you want, you can do it step by step, or you can do it with bullets, or you can do it however you like. But if you are as clear as possible as to what you need as the final product from the AI, then it's more likely than you will receive that. And the other thing is that, remember, you can always rewrite the response or ask them to be more concise. If there is a point from their answer of the AI that you don't like, you can emphasize it. You can ask AI to return to the question, evaluate it again, find their weak spots. For example, sometimes when you do research with AI, with ChatGPT, it doesn't give you real resources. It makes up resources by itself, which kind of sound like scientific paper or a book, but it's not. So if you go back and you tell AI, look, I need real life, I need real resources from real books, then you're more likely to receive real references. So yes, remember, you can always correct them, and you can always have this interaction with them where you tell them exactly what you like and what you don't like about the response, and they can go ahead and clear it. So here we have several examples of the ways you can use ChatGPT in and outside your classrooms. And after that, the following slides will be with concrete prompts that you can actually use, or prompts your students can use on different subjects. So in the classroom, you can use ChatGPT for interactive Q&A sessions. For example, during a lesson, you can allow students to ask GPT question on the topic that you're studying, and ChatGPT could answer, and basically you could be the one that actually checks your students and ChatGPT's answers to insert that human touch and also elevate the learning. You can use it as a writing assistant. You can ask the students to, let's say, create a structure for an essay, or they can create structure for analysis of a literature work. You can use it for creative storytelling, or you can use it for creative storytelling, which is on a certain topic that you're studying. You can use it on a personalized learning paths, where you can set up individual sessions and help students use ChatGPT to explore those parts of the subject or today's lessons that they find difficult. And ChatGPT can ask them questions or can clarify for them really complex concepts and easy to understand language and words. And also you can use it for debate preparation. If you do that in class, you can use ChatGPT to help students prepare for debates. Outside the classroom, you as a teacher can use it for homework. The students can use it for homework help. But not as AI is going to help me write my homework, but as there's this concept that I don't understand. Maybe I didn't understand it at class, but if I ask ChatGPT to explain it in real easy words, like explain Newton's first law in such a language that a child will understand, for example, if that is the prompt, then ChatGPT could explain really, really easy what is that law. Students can use ChatGPT as a research companion. As we said, sometimes, not sometimes, most often, the resources that ChatGPT gives are not real, but because ChatGPT is fed with so much information, actually students can use it to gather some sort of preliminary information or create a, how can I say, a structure for the research question that they have. One of the most interesting things you can use ChatGPT is a language learning practice. If you study a foreign language, let's say some of the Latin ones, English or French, so students can use it to practice conversation with the chat. They can translate phrases or they can learn new vocabulary. Basically, it could be a virtual study buddy. Also, you can use it for parent-teacher communication. If you have to draft a lot of emails, you can actually ask the chat to help you send out preset emails. If you send emails to parents often, and you can keep them as drafts and just adjust the wordings that you need. Or if you write progress reports or some sort of newsletters for the school, it could be really useful to provide structure. So now we have prompt ideas for teachers, which we have gathered. We got several subjects, English, math, science, history, geography, and we have listed several, so I'm gonna glance over it. You'll have access to this later on if you need, and also we have gathered resources online via links to a lot of pages that provide ideas for prompt generation, so you'll have access to that later on. So for example, if you're teaching English or literature, you can ask the chat, how can I teach the concept of certain literary device through an engaging activity, and they can give you ideas on that. Or maybe how can I create a list of essay prompts for students to explore certain literary work. When it comes to math, you can actually ask them to create mathematical problems to explore a certain math topic. Or you can ask them, how can I explain certain math topic in a way that is easy to understand? If you teach science, you can ask, you can gather ideas from ChatGPT to design experiments. You can actually list them, what you have in your laboratory, what you're capable of bringing in as items, and they can actually generate you ideas on how to present different scientific principles. If you study history, you can create a timeline of key events. You can ask them for engaging ways to teach the impact of, let's say, World War II. If you teach geography, you can create a lesson plan that explains a certain geographical concept with practical activities, or you can create a quiz to probe how well children understand certain topic. If you teach other foreign languages, you can use it, for example, to create vocabulary list with some sentences for a specific topic. You can actually tell them, you know, I am teaching B2 level in French, and I need you to create vocabulary list for going to a restaurant, and then you can have that. If you teach art and music, they can suggest you project that can help students understand certain artistic movement or technique, or they can give you ideas on activities to help students learn about certain musical theory. We have here also gathered ChatGPT prompt ideas for students, which are actually excellent for studying purposes, for getting ready at home, for how can I say, going deep into a topic, or for actually understanding something that is very difficult for you to understand and you couldn't understand it in class. So for example, in English or literature, you can ask ChatGPT, can you help me analyze the theme of this and this book? And then it will start and help you in the process of doing that. It can guide you to do it. Or how do I structure literature analysis? Basically, you can encourage students to use ChatGPT for structuring rather than writing. If the ChatGPT provides a clear structure, then you are free to provide a really good writing, which is very precise and structured in a proper way. If we have some sort of math problems, a student can ask ChatGPT how to solve this equation, or please explain this aspect to me, which I don't understand, or can you provide me a step-by-step solution for this math problem, and then probe my knowledge and see if I have understood it. Even this prompt you can insert into ChatGPT. For science, they can ask to describe any process in simple terms or with real world examples. For history, they can summarize cause and effect of, let's say, World War I, or how did Churchill impact the course of World War II. Things like that. Chat is very good answering. Geography, you can apply prompts to explain certain processes, the water cycle, let's say, or some key factors that influence climate in your country. Other foreign languages, it can translate sentences, it can create vocabularies, it can help you have dialogue. Actually, ChatGPT can help you have a conversation with them and then assess how well you're doing, and which is pretty impressive. For art and music, they can use ChatGPT to describe a certain style or a certain artist, or do the key elements for a certain music genre, etc., etc. It's actually amazing. And the last thing that we will discuss is one particular technique to use a ChatGPT for, especially for students, which is the Socratic questioning technique. It uses prompts. You give the prompt to ChatGPT, but actually you invite it to participate in a Socratic questioning, and it starts asking you questions on a certain topic, and you answer, and they evaluate your answer, and then they ask you again and again and again, until you are certain that you actually understand what you two are talking about. So for example, in some sort of literary work, the student can say, I'm studying this literary work, and can you ask me questions to help me explore deeper themes, character motivations? And when I answer them, you will discuss it back to me and you will give me feedback, which is really, this is actually active learning. For science, let's say the student can say, I'm studying certain chemistry topic, and can you give me a question that help me explore molecular interactions or certain assumptions in chemical reactions, or how can this chemistry topic be applied in the real world? I find the one on geography very interesting, because you can say, I'm preparing for an exam on geography topic, and can you help me ask questions? Actually, ask me questions that will help me review key topics or analyze geographic patterns and help me think critically about human-environment interaction. And you can actually say to the chat what your exam will be like. So I will have open questions, or I will have closed questions, or I will have multiple choice questions. Can you simulate an exam on this topic so I can see if I have learned this thing the way that I'm supposed to learn it? So you can review those later if you're interested. I believe Socratic questioning is one of the most powerful techniques to actually study something and understand it clearly. Okay. Okay, so these are the prompt directories with free access that I mentioned. They will be in the presentation you receive, so you will have access to those. You can enter them, download the files, see what you can use if you would like to use anything. They're full of information, full of prompt ideas on anything. So now we enter our first activity, which is a prompt activity. Basically, what we have designed is you scan this QR code that you see, or my colleague will paste you the link in the chat, the one in menti.com. So once you scan this QR code, you will have the I will show you in a bit. You will have the chance to enter a prompt for yourself. You can choose a topic that you want your prompt to be. It could be education, creative writing, problem solving. And once we gather all your prompt ideas, you yourselves can vote on the best one. We can put it into ChatGPT and see how the chat evaluates it, how good it is, and what response is going to generate. So if you're ready to do that, I'm going to put now menti.com. Give me just a second. And let me know if you have any challenges entering. You shouldn't, pretty much, but yeah, either the link in the chat or the QR code you scan, and then we are here. Do you guys see this? Did you manage to log into Menti? So basically, what you have to do, that if I see someone responding education, basically you have to come up with a prompt yourself. Okay, excellent. Yeah, write a creative story from my history class. Cool. Yes, that's a good prompt. We'll see how many of you respond, and then we can choose the best one to. So you can use the example from your colleague, write a creative story for my history class. That's a good one. We have like 5 minutes. Would that be all right? Okay, we have, imagine you're a high school teacher who has to teach time management to economics students. Can you suggest structure for 20 slide presentations that is interactive and practically oriented? Excellent. That's a very well structured prompt. What is it here? Create me an open-ended exam for the policy of appeasement between world wars for the 10th grade level of difficulty medium. Difficulty medium. Be diverse yet encompassing. Nice. That's very good. Yes, you can actually put your votes on a certain one that you like. I believe I made it that everyone can vote unlimited times. Let me have a look. Not open for votes yet. Okay. Now it's open for voting. Sorry. Няма нищо. Ще видим. Мисля, че мога няколко пъти. Well, it's fine if we don't gather votes. We can just choose one and then put it in and see what happens. The one with the policy of appeasement sounds very interesting. If you guys don't mind, we can put that one in. Should we do it? So basically what I do is I'm gonna copy and paste that into ChatGPT. I have instructed ChatGPT on exactly what it needs to do. So basically it needs to evaluate your prompt and it needs to generate answer from it. So I am going to do this if there are no more answers. Yes, okay, I'm gonna put this one on then. Okay. Visualize. Okay, put it in and see what happens. So now it gets us an open-ended exam for 10th grade students. If you decide that you don't want a short essay, you can easily tell them, no, I don't want a short essay, think of something else. Oh, sorry. I just found out you don't see the chat. Okay, you'll see it now. My bad. So I put in the prompt. ChatGPT was instructed what to do. It needs to generate the prompt and it needs to evaluate the prompt. So first it generated it. So what was I mentioning, that let's say if the teacher doesn't want to have a short essay, then on the next prompt you can tell the chat, I don't want a short essay, think of something else. Think about another activity. We have section 2, analysis of key events. And it gives you an idea how to grade it, how to give points. We have section 3, comparative analysis. We have a reflection. And we actually have a bonus question as well. Let's say if you review this and you find it too difficult, you can tell them, I think this is too difficult. Can you do it a bit easier, or can you do 5 questions instead of 10, or anything that you would like to tell it. So would you like me to evaluate the prompt now? Yes, please. And now we'll see how it's going to evaluate what we have put in, just so we know. When it comes to clarity, the prompt is clear and precise. So a good score, well done. When it comes to creativity, the request is fairly creative because it asks for an exam that touches on significant historical concept. Potential yield, we have 9 out of 10. That means that it's quite clear what you need to do. And educational value is 10 out of 10. So actually that's an excellent prompt. So well done. I don't know who put it on because there's no name, but that's how a prompt should look like pretty much for it to yield the best results. I'm gonna go back to the presentation now. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we're gonna be short. I'm just gonna mention a few names of platforms which actually can help you decipher if a work is done using AI tool, but do keep in mind that this only works for, actually it works best if the language is English. If it's your mother language, or I have tried with Bulgarian, sometimes it doesn't recognize that it's written with ChatGPT. You can give it a try. It might yield results, but I'm not too sure about that. Most of the versions are free, but they do have limits. Most of them 5,000 character limits. So we have GPT-0, we have Writer, we have Content at Scale. I have inserted the links so you can go ahead and try them. Maybe try them in your own language and see what it says. Then we have Scriber, we have Quillbot, and we have Merlin as well, which doesn't need sign up, actually, Merlin. So basically you can paste the text that you have doubts that it's written with AI, and it evaluates it if it's AI written or not. What I have noticed, sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it's something you have completely written yourself, and it actually shows that it has AI content, which is really frustrating. What I find as a trend is that if someone uses AI a lot for, let's say, structuring their work, they kind of start writing more clearly. And if they start writing more clearly, in a sense, the work starts to look like an AI written work, which is a paradox, but it does happen. How can you determine if an assignment has been written using ChatGPT or any AI tool without inserting it into a platform that can detect AI? So I have gathered a couple of ideas. You can check for consistency in writing styles. So if you notice that this assignment is completely different in a tone or in a how can I say, in a structure or in a voice compared to students' previous work, it might be an indicator that is there's AI use, or if there's inconsistency in tone, in fluency, or the level of sophistication, that also could point to a use of AI. You can buffer the use of AI, actually, if you ask for process evidence. You can ask the students to submit notes or outlines or which links they find the information from, just so they can prove that they came up with this by themselves. You can pose follow-up questions. You can ask the student to expand on the work or ask them about specific parts in the assignment to elaborate on that. And you can actually see if this is written by AI or not. You can give unique specific prompts, meaning that your assignments that you give are very specific, very personal, or they require some sort of localized understanding, which could make harder for AI to generate responses, and it will make it sound really broad. And you can recognize that's made by AI. You can incorporate oral presentations where students can present their work or explain how they came up to this work, how they did the process of finishing this work. You can review metadata. Well, if you have 35 students to review assignments from, to review each file and see the metadata will be quite hard. But actually, if you see someone handing you over a Word file, which is actually one big text pasted at once, then it means that they probably got the text for somewhere else and they didn't write it themselves. Familiarize itself with common AI traits. I believe all of you have already encountered plenty of AI generated text. It's quite easy to detect. It's so structured, it's a bit dry. So that's, I'm sure you know that already. And the last one is kind of, how can I say, something to do so you don't need to check if a work is done by AI or not. You can discuss the ethics with students. You can put limits into how they can use AI, to what extent you can use AI. Of course, you don't forbid the use of AI, but you rather find out more inspiring ways that they can incorporate AI into the structure of their own learning. And it's about having an open conversation with the students as to what is okay, what is not okay when it comes to using AI. And actually, that's the topic of the next few slides, is how you as a teacher are ready to design your own ethical guidelines as to what is okay and what is not okay when it comes to using AI. Okay. So we have several considerations when developing ethical classroom principles. In the end of the presentation and in the files that we have gathered for you, we have put a few PDF examples of what is ethical use of AI in a classroom. If you'd like, you can print some of those out, hand it to students, or put it in the classroom somewhere visible. Or if you want to design your own ethical guidelines, feel free to do so in your own language. You can ask yourself what specific tasks I want AI to assist my students with, or myself in the classroom. You can ask them, you can ask yourself, contemplate on what limits you want to place in AI's involvement in assessing student performance, and for students to use them, like to what extent do I want to allow this? You can ensure fairness and equity. Think about if your students have equal access to the online tools and resources, if they are capable of using them. You can focus on balancing AI use with human interaction. Think of how AI could complement your work and not hinder it, not replace it. And also evaluate the impact on student learning. You can regularly assess how AI tools are hindering or helping your students. Are they getting lazy to write? Are they getting more excited to use AI for personal projects? What is going on? Like, do a regular checkups of how they feel about the use. It's good to establish transparency with students and parents. We talk about this, just have open conversations, see where the skills of your students with regards to using AI are they using it, how often, what do they like, what they don't like. Commit to continuous learning and adaptation. As teachers, I'm sure that you already do that. We constantly have courses and upgrading your qualifications. So when it comes to the use of AI tools, it's the same. If you want to be on top of the learning curve, then you need to keep on being engaged with what is going on in EdTech. And of course, the last one, we already talked about it, is to encourage responsible use and not prohibit, because as soon as you prohibit, then it's probably gonna explode and be used even more than you would like to. So now we have the activity 2, where we can quickly explore your thoughts about using AI in the classroom, and we are really close to the finish. So if you scan this one or enter the link that my colleague just pasted in the chat, I'm going to menti.com and we're going to see your answers in real time. So the first one, sorry, give me just a sec. Can you see it? Okay, we do the second one. So the second question we on is, which ethical principle do you find most crucial when using AI and education? You can basically vote. I believe you can vote for several ones. And then we're just going to see how do you feel about ethics with regards to AI. Did you manage to go in? 2 of you think privacy, 1 of you thinks transparency. Excellent. Okay, so 3 of you think about the transparent use, which is amazing, because the more conversations you have about what is important in using the AI, how to use it, if you use it, do you use it, when do you use it, it's great to be able to have transparent conversation with your students about that. We also have accountability. That's great. Okay. Excellent. Well, let's see if we get any more answers. If not, we go on to the next one. We have 5 for transparency. Okay. So we see that transparency is crucial, especially for our audience, which is natural, I would say. Okay, so we have 10 people, 6 for transparency, 1 for fairness, 2 privacy, 1 accountability. Okay, we go to the next one. Thank you for that. It's an open-ended response. So what specific task in your classroom could AI assist you with? So you can think of tasks that can save you time or enhance student learning. And you can just share it with us. You don't need to be too broad in your answer. Just what do you feel you could use AI for? Are you able to see? Do you see it? Okay. Actually, you can join us seeing this code here. You see at top, if you go to menti.com and you use the code 23082918, it's gonna go to the same page. Writing, translating, solving math exercises, lesson planning, individual learning plans, excellent presentations, yes. Exercises for students, student project topics, quiz questions, ideas for homework assignments, games. Yeah, excellent. Solving physics problems. Cool. Very good. Okay. Maybe these will be the responses. Should we continue? There's two more and then we're done. Okay. In your own words, how do you define responsible AI use in your classroom? So let's say that it is time you had the conversation with your students about using AI. If you haven't already, I imagine most of you probably have. But what would you say to them is a responsible AI use? How do you see what is responsible AI use? Basically, we have gathered these questions so that if I could change the slide. What do you mean? Previous slide, is that what you need? Visually in your own words.
In your own words, how do you define responsible?
Okay. Basically, I tried to design these questions not in a way to seek your opinion per se, but in a sense to guide you to think about how you would like for you as a teacher in your classroom to welcome AI use. Do you want to welcome it, and how do you want to welcome it? And for you to make your own rules according to your specific teaching practice. I do believe there is a sense of freedom, and the teacher is the final, how can I say, the final person that actually decides, are they going to tolerate AI? To what extent? Okay, developing and deploying AI safely, ethically, legally, ensuring technology benefits society. Excellent. Okay, using AI only for educational purposes, being responsible for using proper tools, not going off topic, integrating critical thinking, not just statistical data. Excellent, yes. AI is excellent for critical thinking. It can actually, how can I say, help a student become a more critical thinker. Okay, should we go to the next one? Oh, there's one more answer. Keeping ethical considerations in mind, including fairness, transparency, privacy, used responsibly as an assisting tool that can enrich learning. Yes, of course. Excellent. Okay. So here we have created a word cloud. So if you use one or two words to describe the potential risks you foresee in using AI for student learning, we can actually see what, in your opinion, are the biggest threats, the biggest risks. Okay, we have here academic dishonesty, too much use, copyright violation, unreliable content, risk of wrong data. Excellent. Oh, these are pretty much the risks, so. Okay. I will go on the next one. That's the last one. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in implementing your own personalized ethical AI framework? It's all about the teacher being empowered to say to what extent AI is going to be used and how. And keep on, let's say,
1 to 10. Oh, 10. Oh,
okay. Some of you are confident, some of you are not too confident. It's fine, it's fine. It's all about thinking about how do you want to create this in your own classroom, what climate you're gonna, what stance you're gonna take towards innovation. Okay, so as we have a few minutes left, we're gonna go on the last slides of our presentation. And we're also going to ask you to, in the link in the chat, we're going to ask you to evaluate this presentation and see see if you're happy with it. Как може Okay, so in the link in chat, you see the evaluation form, which we kindly ask you to fill out so that we got a feedback for the webinar. And here I have created a small poster. You can actually download it. I will show you now the link to the materials. You can download it. Yes, we can send it via email. Yes, we'll send it via email. The presentation and the resources. So it's all clickable, it's all downloadable, it's all printable. You can use it however you like. So I foresee this as some sort of poster you can translate in your own language or put in English. I'm sure your students do know English, and hand it in the classroom. There's this another classroom AI principles that we have also created. If you enjoy that, you can use it. You can talk with your students about it, see what they think. This one is downloaded from a third-party website, but it's still good to review and have. And then we have, because I didn't see any European framework for use of AI in schools, I saw an Australian one. You can still review it and see how you like, what you want to take from it, what you don't want to take from it, because as long as we still don't have a framework for use of AI in schools, you're free to do one yourself. This is the QR code, which actually goes straight to the resources. And we have the link, but you also receive that via email. So if you don't need them now, don't worry, you'll get that. Okay, and then we are going to finish off with a quote from New York Times. AI will force us humans to double down on those talents and skills that only humans possess. And the most important thing about AI may be that it shows us what it can't do, and so reveals who we are and what we have to offer. Thank you very much for the attention. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about, I'm open for questions. Otherwise, thank you very much and have a very nice day.